Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is invertedjokerr, and welcome back to Rainbow Six Siege Pro Tips. The topic of today's video is going to be how to stop panic spraying. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Dakota for giving me the idea to make this video. However, I did plan on revisiting aiming because a lot of people were asking similar questions to his, but his was probably the best worded, and it kind of helped me bridge the gap in my mind how I was going to make a video on this. And he asked, what's the best way to keep yourself calm in a firefight? Say you turn a corner and you and the other player see each other, but you freak out and start spraying everywhere. I've been able to get lucky, but most of the time I panic and just freak out. So very simply put, the very first thing you're going to want to do if you do find yourself in this situation, apart from aiming, which we'll get into in a minute, is trying to put yourself and the other person between a barrier. So you're on the left side, the person that you're gunfighting with is on the right side, and in between you is an object. And if that isn't possible, no matter what, keep moving, keep strafing, and make yourself harder to hit. Aside from that, in games like Call of Duty and Halo is another big one for this, you'll see a lot of pro players saying that they don't worry about the damage that they're taking when they're taking the damage. Their first immediate instinct and focus is to do more damage than the other person. So if you are getting shot, don't worry about how much damage you're taking or the fact that you're getting shot. Mentally, focus yourself on putting your sight on the person that is shooting you and killing that person rather than trying to survive, I guess you could say. And the next most important tip that I have for you is going to be sight picture. Now, a lot of people, I say that and they're just thinking, what the fuck, it's like a foreign word to them, and I'm going to go ahead and explain that. So depending on your geographical location, you may or may not have shot a gun in real life before. Sight alignment already happens in the game because, of course, like I said, the game aligns the sights for you, so you don't have to worry about that. What I'm getting at is your focus, where you're focusing when you're shooting. So for purpose of explanation, say you're using iron sights on a pistol in Rainbow Six Siege. As you can tell in this picture, the back sights are blurry and the front sight is in focus. That's because you want to focus on the front sight, just like you would in real life. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I mean by that and how that relates to the game. In this rush breach here, I run behind these bookcases, and as you can see, because I'm going to slow the clip down, I wait to pull the trigger until the dot is firmly aligned in between, in this case, my friend Joseph's eyes, and then I shoot. In other words, regardless of what's going on around me, this is kind of what I see when I get in gunfights, and this is what you guys should start doing too. You only want to focus on the dot on your sight. You have to remember, in most gunfights that you get in with someone else that's standing up in Rainbow Six Siege and in other competitive first-person shooters, the other person's going to be moving at the same time that you're moving to avoid being hit the same way that you avoid being hit. Nobody wants to sit there and be in a gunfight and get killed. So if your eyes deviate anywhere besides the dot on your sight, you're going to miss because the person is going to be moving. A lot of time, I even do it too, instead of focusing on the dot and shooting at the person that I'm trying to kill, my eyes get to wandering and I get to looking at surroundings and hoping nobody runs into the left or right of me. But the very first focus you should have is at the first task at hand in front of you. Don't look to your left, don't look to your right. Keep both of your eyeballs on the dot on your sight. Whether you're using iron sights, which will be looking at the front dot, or the front post. And if you're using a holographic, you're going to be looking at that little dot in the middle. Red dot, you want to look at the dot. Reflex, you want to look at the triangle. And the ACOG, you want to be looking at the chevron. As simple and easy as it sounds, it's going to take some practice to keep your eyes on that sight. Don't be looking at the glass inside the sight. Don't be looking outside the sight. Just look inside the circle at the dot. Well, that is, if you're using an ACOG. Don't let your eyes deviate. Don't, look to your left, to your right. And when you are walking through doorways like this, center your crosshairs. That's another big one. If you've been playing in first-person shooters for any amount of time, you know to keep your crosshairs centered and at head level. Don't be looking at the ground, don't be looking up when you're not aiming down the sights, and that will ultimately fix your aim. And you guys do need to practice this. As simple as it sounds, it's a hard habit to get over. But every time you get on, try to implement this, and I promise your aim will get better. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. So until next time, guys, my name's invertedjokerr, and I'm signing out.
Man, I just wanna go fast. Hold on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold.